As we start talking about linear equations, I'm going to ask you to pull your notebooks out again and take some notes on these charts that I've drawn up for you. Linear equations eventually fold into quadratic equations, and there will also be notes for that. Now, the notes that I'm giving you are basic to the calculations that you're going to be doing for linear equations, which are really not all that hard to do, but there's a lot of calculation that's involved in each of the steps. So these formulas really help understand the total unit. Your actual homework will be a lot easier to attack with knowing these particular formulas and having them at hand. And these concepts are also very prominent on the ACT and the SAT test, as well as the ASVAB and the GED. So you're going to see this on those specific tests and also on variety of standardized tests that you may be taking during your high school years and college years. So let's begin. Notice too that you can stop the video at any time and pause it so you can copy. Linear equations make straight lines. The basic or standard formula for it is ax plus by is equal to c. Now, as you know, linear equations draw lines, and the lines start with drawing points on the graph. So an ordered pair of a point has an x term and a y term. So this point is identified with numbers where you're going to the right or left on the x-axis and up or down on the y. So if we had a point here on the graph, we would label it going on the x-axis first, so 1, 2 places over, comma, and then up 1, 2, 3. So our ordered pair would be 2 and 3. So this particular point right here on the graph would be identified with 2, 3. Those are the numbers that will fit into the x and the y of each of these formulas that you're about to copy into your notebook. Your distance formula, you can copy this one down. Let's say that you have a line that goes from this point, the origin, which is 0, 0, to this point, 2, 3. If this is the line that you have, you're going to be able to tell the distance, how far that line is, the measure of that line, by using this formula. Obviously, you're going to need 2 ordered pairs, but we have this. So our first ordered pair, 0, 0, and our second ordered pair, 2 and 3, this would be where you would grab your numbers for these formulas. So we'd have like x and y of the first ordered pair and x and y of the second ordered pair. So this would be 2's, sub 2's. And that's where you would get, you'd fill in your information. Or x2 would be 2 minus your x1 would be 0. So this would be 2 minus 0 and so forth. But I'm just telling you where you get the numbers to fill in whenever you see an x and y, it comes from an ordered pair. Continuing with this idea, the distance formula to the midpoint, that would be, this line would be the middle of this line. Maybe it's right there. This is the next piece that I'd need you to copy into your notes. This is the ordered pair of the midpoint. After you've made the calculation, right there, this formula will then give you the address of the midpoint. So you're going to be able to take your ordered pairs, plug in the numbers as you see them. x2 would be this one, plus x1 would be this value, y2 here, and y1 would be here. Then you're going to follow the directions of your formula, add those together, and divide by 2. That will give you the exact x and y value of the midpoint.